Hello and welcome to Unscrewed TV, New Zealand's most passionate internet wine show. No introduction needed. This is the big boy. This is the big boy's price. $120 for the Trinity Hill Hommage Syrahs 2009. 96 points from Bob Campbell. Yvonne Lorcan, I think, said basically if there was a wine that she could be buried in, basically this is it. Only took her one or two or three sips from memory. Obviously, kind of it sits just outside the. Well, the wine's actually from Gimlet Gravels, but the winery's just on the outskirts of the Gimlet Gravels GI. And I was talking earlier about kind of geographical indicators. New Zealand seems to right now only have one, possibly another one on the way. I think there should be a lot more. America apparently has 198, so kind of in the extreme, and it's still pretty youthful industry over there. We've got a comparable one over here, but we've only got one. I'd like to see a few more. Warren Gibson is kind of the main guy behind making these ones as well. John Hancock is the Aussie kind of guy who the industry knows and loves very much, is responsible for Trinity Hill. They're a kind of stalwart of kind of the industry down in Hawke's Bay, sit alongside Craggy Range, obviously Balantia, Mills Reef as well, and this is like $120, as I say, the most expensive New Zealand Syrah I can think of. It's deep, it's dark, it's broody. It's one of the things about it. It's ripe fruit. It's almost got this velvety nose, and I know that fabric, trying to translate fabric into kind of sense of smell is really difficult. But it does have this kind of big, rich intensity, but it's very soft as well. It's big, rich, and powerful. It lets you know what you're drinking. It's lovely, spicy kind of character from the oak. That real kind of intensity of kind of autumn that kind of sits really well in the mouth. Beautifully balanced, 14%. No clue that there's any alcohol kind of coming through. It's very, very impressive. It's really textural. As on the previous Balantia La Collina, you get this beautiful kind of, not overly grippy, but very noticeable fine tannin in the mouth. Very ripe. Although it's drinking supremely well now, I've got to say that this wine is going to age as well. This is another one for the cellar for those who can afford it. It's definitely not kind of the budget, kind of austerity measure kind of wine. This is the extravagant, indulgent, go out there, kind of treat yourself. And there's this big correlation between in recessions, depressions, people obviously spend more time on food and wine and cafes relative to when everything is in abundance and cash is in abundance. There's this direct correlation between depression and kind of like the amount of eateries that everybody's got to go out, show their wealth, their affluence. And this is one of the wines that if you're going to do that, do it with this. Stick this on the table. Jancis Robinson would hate this. The punt could fit a kind of Ethiopian family in. The glass is heavy. This tells you that this wine, and denotes that this wine is expensive. This is the kind of king of New Zealand Syrah. Does sit there with Collina and La Sol. And I've got to say that I would be hard pushed to say which of those three is best. I just think it's impossible. It's so subjective. I'm going to kind of the 94, 95 points that I'm going to give this, I would equally give the other two. It's impressive. It's wow. This is what Hawke's Bay can do.